Right now at 6, gunfire erupts in a Vancouver neighborhood. Why police say they shot and killed the suspect.
I was thinking, wow, we're lucky no bullets came this way.
Also, another school district cancels classes over an online threat investigators say was made by a student.
I think we've all kind of become a little bit numb to it.
Plus, why Gresham police are facing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit over a pursuit where they chased the wrong person.
I want to send a very clear signal that this is unacceptable. I don't want anyone to go through what I went through.
And a reprieve for opponents of wind farms off the Oregon coast.
For now, we're breathing a sigh of relief.
Why officials are shelving an ambitious plan for renewable energy.
Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Christine Pitawanich. We begin at 6 with Vancouver police shooting and killing a man early this morning after an hours-long standoff.
Let's get right to Blair Best live in Vancouver's Walnut Grove area. So Blair, walk us through how this all unfolded.
Well, witnesses described a chaotic scene that lasted hours and went on well into the early morning hours of the day. And as you can see, the road is still blocked off as police continue to investigate this corner house. That's where they say officers shot and killed a man who allegedly started shooting at police with a rifle.
It started around 11 Thursday night. A fight broke out between neighbors in this residential area off Northeast 71st Street in Vancouver. It quickly escalated.
There was a lot happening last night, yes.
Witnesses told police one man fired a gun in the air and slashed tires of parked cars. Alex was repairing his the next morning.
We didn't work today for that reason, and now we're going on our way to fix these tires because they were slashed with a knife.
Once deputies arrived Thursday night, the suspect threatened to shoot them and armed himself with a high-powered rifle, firing several rounds, heard throughout the neighborhood.
And it was like 1 o'clock again. We heard bang, bang, and then we knew something was up.
I was thinking, wow, we're lucky no bullets came this way.
Video from a doorbell camera shows the SWAT team arriving. It was around 1 a.m. when deputies tried to confront the suspect from inside that armored truck.
And as soon as we open the back door, we hear the cops say, "Don't reach for that gun," and then we got nervous, so we closed the door.
The suspect then shot at the armored vehicle, nearly shattering its windshield, forcing neighbors to shelter in place, like this woman, still nervous the next morning.
It kind of shook us up a little. I'm shocked, honestly.
More than an hour later, so around 2:30 a.m., a Vancouver police officer spotted the suspect inside this home, apparently wearing a ballistic helmet and gas mask. That's when an officer shot and killed him.
I think they took charge and the situation's under control. It's just amazing, though, how it got out of control at that time.
Now, 2 Vancouver police officers have been placed on paid administrative leave, the one who shot and killed the suspect and another who was inside that armored vehicle when it was hit. No officers or neighbors were injured. Back to you.
Blair Best in Vancouver this evening. Thank you, Blair. In your headlines, a man is in the hospital after he was shot by Portland police last night in the Woodlawn neighborhood. Authorities say their critical incident response team was trying to arrest a suspect wanted for violent felonies involving a firearm. Police say the suspect shot at officers who then returned fire, hitting him. We have a photo showing the gun authorities say he had with him at the time. The suspect remains at the hospital under guard. His name has not been released. No officers were hurt, though 3 have been placed on administrative leave, which is standard in all police shootings.
A former youth cheer coach in St. Helens accused of sexually abusing young girls is facing more charges. For over a decade, 27-year-old Anthony Trenkler worked at Vault Elite Cheer. He was arrested earlier this month and charged with sexually abusing 3 girls under the age of 14. He pleaded not guilty. Since then, more alleged victims have come forward. Yesterday, a grand jury indicted Trenkler on 9 new counts of sexual abuse, 4 counts of attempted sexual abuse, and a charge of furnishing alcohol to a minor. Trenkler is in the Columbia County Jail.
Multnomah County officials say the Stark Street Bridge over the Sandy River in Troutdale will be closed for months for repair work. Last week, one of the stone support walls on the century-plus-old bridge partially collapsed. Engineers said it had been weakened over the past decades by a series of crashes. The county says it should have an updated timeline on repairs next week.
And it's about to cost you a bit more to enjoy Oregon's great outdoors. Today, Oregon Parks and Recreation announced a hike in camping and RV fees. Camping fees will go up between $2 to $5 depending on the type of campsite. Reservation fees increasing a couple bucks to $10. The cost of daily parking will double from $5 to $10. Those new rates kick in January 1st for any reservations made after October 15th. Matt?
All right, Christine, well, this scene is worth a few bucks, right? Look at the Oregon coast right now. Just beautiful at Cannon Beach, lots of sunshine, clear sky at the coast, and it will be for a good part of the weekend, not the entire weekend. But I want to talk about the other coast and, of course, Hurricane Helene, the remains of which are now spinning across the Ohio River Valley and down the Mississippi River Valley, still producing a lot of rain, even though the circulation has weakened, and this is now a non- or post-tropical storm. But the impact, of course, is going to be felt for a long, long time. Here are some of the extremes that Helene produced. Nearly 30 inches of rain in the mountains of North Carolina, a place called Busick. Down in Georgia, 14 inches of rain, 99-mile-an-hour wind gusts at Perry, Florida. That's on the coast. Cedar Key, 84. Even as far east as Savannah, well away, hundreds of miles away from the center, we had hurricane-force wind gusts. So just an incredible storm. There'll never be another Hurricane Helene. That name will be retired, and hopefully a long time before we see another storm like it, right? So there are some of the lowlights for you, if you will, from that storm. Now the remains stay centered down around Memphis and Nashville, and it's really not until next week before that all gets pushed off the East Coast. So again, it's no longer a defined system, but it is still producing quite a bit of rain. For us, no rain, not over the weekend, dry and warm. We'll catch some clouds Saturday night. We warm up again next week. And when will the rain return? We'll answer that question in a bit, guys. Back to you.
Sounds good. Thanks for keeping us updated, Matt. Developing tonight in Clackamas County, a middle school student in Molalla is under arrest, accused of posting a threat on social media.
Devin Haskins is live in Molalla. Devin, the district canceled classes today as a precaution. What do we know about the threat itself?
Well, first to note, David and Christine, is that the Molalla Police Department says this threat was not credible. They said they learned about it on Wednesday after a student saw it, reported it to a teacher. They then arrested the middle school student that they say posted it. Now, the district does tell KGW that the post said, quote, "You're next, Molalla River Middle School," with September 26th/27th. Yeah, that was yesterday's date and today's date. It also included 2 handgun emojis in that post. Molalla police say the student that made the post was arrested on Wednesday and said charges would come from the juvenile department. On Thursday, students went to school as normal, but because the post kept circulating and making its way around to different schools, they said they canceled classes out of an abundance of caution. We spoke with Molalla police about how serious any of these threats are taken.
These are top priorities for us. We want to make sure our community, our students are safe at all times, so we take any threat, we'll get to the bottom of it, and so we'll apply whatever resources necessary to make sure that we have our students safe in their schools.
Now, multiple districts across Oregon and Southwest Washington have also reported receiving online threats just this school year alone. Just this month, a middle school student in Sweet Home was arrested for posting a threat online. We wanted to know if there are any statewide directives on when districts can or must cancel school. The state saying it's up to each individual district to make that decision. We also wanted to talk to the district about what happened and if they made a decision on why school was canceled today but not yesterday. We never heard back from the district for those answers. Back to you.
Devin Haskins in Clackamas County this evening. Thank you, Devin. Well, to a multi-million-dollar lawsuit now, which claims Gresham police pursued the wrong person in a high-speed chase, resulting in the death of yet another driver, essentially in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Investigative reporter Kyle Aboshi spoke with that bystander's surviving spouse today. Kyle.
The lawsuit filed in federal court is seeking $17 million from the city of Gresham and the officer involved in the pursuit. The lawsuit claims that police violated policy and put the public in danger.
On June 25, 2023, Jennifer Parise died after a driver trying to get away from police crashed into her car. A newly filed lawsuit claims police chased the wrong person and put the public at risk. Parise's spouse, Lauren, survived the crash.
This lawsuit's important because there's nothing that can be done for me to bring her back. There's nothing that can be done for me to fix this. But it's important that this doesn't happen to other people.
The suit claims Gresham police had sent out a bulletin alerting officers to be on the lookout for an armed robbery suspect's vehicle. When Gresham officer Jonathan Buck attempted to stop a similar-looking sedan, the driver took off. The police pursuit reached speeds of more than 100 miles per hour, according to the lawsuit, and continued for 34 blocks, crossing from Gresham into Portland. At the intersection of Northeast Gleason and 148th, the driver lost control and crashed into the back of Jennifer Paris's car. The 40-year-old mother died at the hospital. Her spouse, a passenger in the car, was injured but survived.
For me, it's losing the better half, like quite literally. She made me a better person, and I don't have that now.
Gresham police determined the driver they were chasing was not the robbery suspect they'd been looking for. It was a different man. Nathan Franklin Jr. is being charged with manslaughter, assault, DUI, and reckless driving.
I want to send a very clear signal that this is unacceptable. I don't want anyone to go through what I went through.
The city of Gresham declined to comment because of pending litigation, but previously said the officer did not violate any department policies and was not disciplined. The officer could not be reached for comment.
Yeah, speeds of more than 100 miles per hour, 34 blocks. Thank you for your report, Kyle. A man who says he has the only independently owned pharmacy in Clark County is on the brink of shutting down.
Yeah, the owner of Square Care Medical and Pharmacy in Vancouver says his business is essentially being crushed by several things at once. Ike Akea says it's been his lifelong dream to open a pharmacy, which he finally did in 2022. He says foot traffic has been a challenge, as are low reimbursement rates from insurance companies.
I cannot compete with the big chains. No, there's no chance at all. The thing that is killing us, most importantly, is the low reimbursement. The insurance company, they decided the reimbursement is so bad that if I fill a 90-day supply of any chronic medication, I get reimbursed for 67 cents.
Akea says he's reaching out to the Washington Pharmacy Association to see if it can help, and he's hoping vaccine season brings a little bit of a boost in business.